Good morning. Good morning. Come have some coffee with me if you're drinking coffee. I'm actually calling leads this morning from Jen's Facebook. Jen generates leads because she's really good at generating leads, of course, for Facebook. And I'm calling them specifically for Young Living right now. And by the way, I gotta say this for those of you that are popping on and watching the replay of this. Last night, go back, I was wearing a dark blue shirt. It said live lead dial here in the Diamond Factory Facebook group. I got if you want to call leads and you want to learn the psychology of how to communicate with people in leads specifically and learn, I got another call coming up in 15 minutes, or 10 minutes. Okay, got another live dial here in 10 minutes. So if you want to understand the dynamic of calling cold leads, I've enrolled thousands and thousands of people from cold leads. And I don't think of them as cold leads, but that's just a way to help you understand that these are people that I don't know me. So I don't have the credibility necessarily. They don't know me. And I'm going to show you how simple it is. Go back and listen to that call. It was me mostly talking, or you can only hear me because I didn't have this phone at that time. I was using this phone, so you couldn't hear the person. But you'll get an understanding of how I enroll a lot of people when I'm in a flow of calling people, even from leads. And the best leads I literally have ever worked, some of the best leads I've ever worked are Jen's Facebook leads, okay? But here's the thing, here's what it really takes to get good if you are calling leads. And let me be clear what leads can mean. Whether you buy the lead, you generate the lead yourself because you've learned Facebook advertising from Jen or somewhere, or you generate your own lead by connecting with people on social media or however you're doing it. I want you to understand it's really simple. Go back and listen to that and you'll hear me, especially if you're a world changer. I'm going to be doing a lot of lead dials. So you could hear me doing it over and over, how simple it really can be. And you're going to see how much everybody thinks you got to be a salesman or you got to be super knowledgeable. In fact, it's completely the opposite. So it's very, very simple to call leads. So what I do, well, you'll just see. You'll see. Keep coming back into this group, but I wanted to pop on here this morning. And just remind you, go back and listen to it. And it was long, so you might want to pop in towards the end. You could pop in kind of and move the cursor around to get to the parts where I was connecting with her, okay? If you have any questions, if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know, okay? And look, when are you ready for Facebook ads? Get some rhythm going. Start getting your communication up. Listen to a sponsor in Academy to know what it really takes. If you want to get info on how to get the Sponsored Academy, just put enroll more or something like that. I want put enroll more, okay? And I'll show you how to get the Sponsored Academy. But the Sponsored Academy allows you to hear. You could hear me role playing with people, because if you're not enrolling people, it's kind of like having a car that's missing something. And if you're not a mechanic, how are you going to know what it is? Is it electrical? Is it the muffler? Is there even a catalytic converter in a car anymore, Christine? You don't know what it is. And that's most of you. I'm just telling you, if you're not enrolling people, you're not going to just figure it out by grinding. You cannot grind your way to knowing your blind spot, like you talk too much, like you talk too little, like you are trying to be pitchy and you think you're not. You're not good at you hate sales, but you're selling. You sound completely unsure when you're talking to your prospect. You sound overbearing, underbearing. You sound like you're not like you almost don't want them to enroll. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you can watch me and listen to me role play with people, like in Sponsor and Academy, you will understand. I had someone yesterday, and I think she's even on here, which could be the biggest breakthrough of a lifetime, because the prospect that I was on with last night was a blue personality. Listen, I shouldn't have said it was last night, but I'm telling you, the people that were on there last night, probably 50% to maybe 80% of you do this. When you talk, you tell an extremely long story. This is usually the sign of a blessing, how God created some of you to be very verbally communicative. It's not a bad thing in life. It's something that can be refined, though, especially if you're prospecting. Because if you don't know that you are a blue personality, which means a relational personality, usually not the most organized. Usually you're thinking one thing and then you think another thing, and you got a little bit of energy to you by nature, even depending on how old you are, right? You have some energy in your to you. That's could be a blue personality. Blue personalities are, anyways, but if you are that blue personality and you're on the phone with a blue personality prospect, you must learn how to listen and don't over communicate. Because, can I be really just, hi Jessica. Jessica, where did you tag all those people from? What country are you in? So when you're on with the blue, you got to be careful, because here's the deal. Most prospects, this is the hard reality. Most people that you're communicating about with Young Living, product or business, doesn't matter. They don't want to hear your story most of the time. They do not want to hear your voice. They don't even want to hear a long explanation of the question that they may have even asked you about Young Living. Okay, please, I'm going to wrap up with this. You got to understand what I just said. If they ask a question like, well, how does the product work? What makes your oil different than doTERRA, right? How many of you are like, oh, I'll give it to you? How many of you are like, oh, I can answer that question right now, right? You're like, I'll tell you the difference between us and oils on Amazon, right? But sometimes when you know the answer, you got to be very careful to not be like, ooh, here it goes. And you got to learn to answer questions short, strategic, simple. And here's the key word, short. And I know I repeated that. Short. You want to say, it's like trying to lure in a little mouse. What do? You put a little piece of bread next to his hole. He comes out. Oh, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that piece of bread. And then what do? You back up and you put another thing. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get that mouse, right? That's how you get a little mouse to go a little farther and a little farther and a little. Prospects are like that. The factor that enrolls them is, do they like you? Do they trust you? Do they feel comfortable to abandon their 20 years of fear, 10 years of fear, and try to do something completely new and weird to them and uncomfortable, especially if they understand it's one of these things? Because just so y'all know, in their mind, we're in one of those things, network marketing things. And just so happens that our network marketing thing is a $1.5 billion highly integrity company with the best business model in the history of the world. But they don't know that. They don't know that. In their mind, it's a thing. And according to YouTube, and some dork on YouTube, a YouTube video, who's some punk kid who failed at network marketing, and he's ticked off at network marketing, and he's just the adversary to Young Living. And because there's negative blogs, it means nothing. Zero for the credibility of what we have. Zero. Now, is there really negative things on Young Living from 20, 30 years ago, or 25 years ago, 10 years ago? Was Gary perfect? Is Mary perfect? Am I perfect? Was every corporate person that worked? Of course not. There's always, when you're a $1.5 billion company with hundreds of thousands of employees over the years, and millions and millions and millions of distributors and members and customers on ER over the years, you're going to get negativity with prospects that research and understand. So when you're prospecting, You're overcoming that maybe. You're overcoming their fears. You're overcoming their ability to think, can I really do this? That's what you're up against. So if you think you're going to overcome all that by selling them, well, here's why we're so good, and here's why the seed to seal is so good, and here's why ER is so good, because ER is it's here's how ER works. It's this, and you read the how ER works, you're toast. Now it could still work. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to say you're toast, because I'm proud if you're doing something. I'm proud if you're getting customers. You can sell your way or explain your way to getting customers in Young Living. You can inform and over-educate people and still get customers in Young Living. Most of you and most of the millions of people in Young Living have done that. They've educated and got clients, some over-educated because it works, but it's called sales, just so you know. It's called traditional sales because there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not even saying it's wrong. I'm just telling you there's a more strategic way. I'm telling you can get customers without you having to over talk or over communicate with people. You got, hey, you know what? If you're here, I'm gonna see if this prospect shows up. Here we go. I got a live dial right here, right now, for those of you that are on here. Let's see if she answers. What area code is 918? I remember. Here's what I used to do to my team. I used to memorize every single area code in the entire United States. How about you? Name a city where you're from right now while I'm doing this. Name a city, and I won't look it up, okay? So I'm calling Melissa Cox. So I have it in my calendar because Jen, when you do her Facebook ads, she tees it right up. She shows you how to tee it up with a calendar and a scheduler. Doesn't mean everybody shows. Right now it's not. Anyways, let me just, because I didn't text her and remind her. But it's Melissa. See if she answers. But tell me what city you're from so I can see if. And I might hit.
Hello.
Hey, Melissa.
Hello.
Hey, it's Tom calling you in reference to our strategy session.
Oh, yes. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Are you in one of my favorite cities in the whole world?
If you think that's Tulsa, then
It is. Every time I see a 918, I'm like, oh, okay, good. Nice people.
Awesome.
How long have you lived there?
I've lived here for about 23 years.
Okay. Wow. Do you have a pen and paper handy, Melissa?
I do.
Very good. I'm going to ask you a few questions to figure out the best way to get some information to you, okay?
Okay.
Cool. So tell me, and I know I have all your info here, but I'd love to hear it from you. Tell me what you do again.
I'm a lead solutions development analyst for a healthcare system. It's for basically a medical group.
Okay, so lead solutions.
Yeah.
For a med group.
Yes.
What do you do? Like, what kind of lead? Do you generate them?
No, what I do is I'm a lead in our clinical informatics department. So I work through workflows and improve their workflows and work processes in the clinics.
Okay. Wow.
With the EMR.
And what did you go to school specifically for that, or is that something you kind of learned on the job?
Yeah, something I kind of learned.
Okay.
On the job.
Well, congratulations. How long have you been doing that?
23 years.
Oh my gosh.
High school, yeah.
So 23 years in Tulsa. Is that what brought you to Tulsa?
Actually, what brought me to Tulsa is I graduated high school. I moved in with my cousin. Was going to just watch her kids over the summer, and then I was going to head to Missouri for college, and I ended up just staying in Tulsa and working for the medical group, and just kind of worked my way up.
Okay. And is that and are you married, family in Tulsa now, or?
I am going through a divorce. Just waiting for the final decree, and I have two children. One's in Missouri playing football in college, and one is in Tahlequah, she's in her junior year of college.
Right on.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed you have kids in college. That's.
Yeah, I do.
I have 4 teenage daughters, so I'm not. Yeah, close.
Oh goodness.
So what? I played football in college. What position did your son play?
He plays basically fullback. I don't know. I think they're gonna use. He redshirted last year, so he's gonna play probably. Is it halfback? Help me on this.
Yeah, it can be a halfback. Well,
Yeah.
How much? Do you know? That's a crazy question, but how much does he weigh? How big is he?
He's about 200. He's about 6'1", 6'2".
Wow.
Yeah.
So he could play.
Solid dude. Yeah.
Is that a Division I school?
It's actually it's part of the Heartland Conference. So it's called Evangel. It's a Assemblies of God University.
Awesome.
Christian university. So yeah.
Very cool. My daughter is going to a Christian school as well.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. So what makes you what prompted you to want to look at something outside and earn some extra income or another business outside of what you're doing currently?
I just want that financial freedom of, picking up and going when I want to go, where I want to go,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to spend more time with my kids and visit with my kids rather than working a job all week and then, on the weekends I'm just playing catch up from the week. So, yeah. Just more time.
Have you ever had your own business before?
I've dabbled in a lot of different direct sales. I've done the Pampered Chef thing. I've done everything actually. I've done Herbalife, and that I wasted probably $15,000 on that company.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
15.
I put in way more than I got out of it. Yeah.
What do you think broke down with like the Pampered Chef and the different direct sales businesses that you attempted before?
Honestly, it's me and not pushing myself, and it's more me and with an 8 to 5 job, and then I had kids at the time and who are in sports, and it was pretty much life.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What are you looking for? A replacement completely, if you could, from your job, or supplemental?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, if I
could. What type of income would you like to, or would you need to see to be able to do that?
Probably. I don't know. I would probably. You got to think of benefits and everything else. I don't know. I'd probably say about 10 grand.
Okay. Well, wow, that's great. Congratulations for that, by the way.
Well, thanks.
And what would be ideal? Just curious. And by the way, I love taking notes and looking back on this a year ago. This is what your goal was. What do you think would be ideal?
To make a month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It's endless. Ideal for me would be about 25,000 a month plus.
Would you stay in Tulsa, or would you have another dream spot you'd want to go to?
I would probably honestly just purchase a house by the lake. I'm a water rat, and so are my kids. So that's definitely my dream spot. It's by a lake.
They have nice lakes out there?
They have a few, yeah. There's some that you don't ever want to go in because you'll end up with orange swimsuit. But yeah, they've got a few nice ones around. Grand Lake. Then we got Eufaula's okay, and then we got Skytook Lake, and that's pretty nice too.
Right on. Well, let me do this, Melissa. I'm going to show you how simple what we do is. I'm going to send you a link, and it'll give you a couple videos to go through to show you exactly who we are and what makes us different. Did you happen to watch Jen Springer's video? to get
I
to know
did.
her?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That's why I was like kind of hesitant in answering the call from California because I was like, I'm supposed to be expecting a Minneapolis.
And yes,
So,
Jen, I'm actually helping Jen pre-screen her calls right now. She is
yeah.
she can't even keep up with all the people that have
Oh, I
responded.
can only imagine.
It's
Yeah.
been crazy, and she's one of the top leaders in the company. She's one of the most amazing people in the world. So if you're the right fit, you'd be in extremely good hands, being able to learn from her.
Awesome.
And she's definitely over your ideal income goal. So you'll be able to learn from someone that's really doing it by example.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to send you, is this your mobile?
Yes, it is.
Okay. In a few minutes, I'll text you the videos from myself as well as from Jen. Get to know about the company a little bit more, who we are, how it works. And then here's what I need you to do. Okay. Write down any questions that you have.
Okay.
And I'll give you a call back. Maybe about, how about, what's the best time? Actually, I can't do it this morning, my time. I'm in California. So
Yeah.
what time? Are you going to work?
Early.
What's that?
I'm actually at work right now.
Oh, you're at work. Okay.
Yeah.
How about during the day, during lunch or something?
Okay, that's fine.
What time would work for you?
If you want to call back, what about 1:30 Central? So it'd be what, 11:30 your time?
11:30. Yes. I might be on the road to LA with my wife, and I'm going to send you my Facebook so you can stalk us to know that we're not crazy weirdos. Well, actually, I'm sorry, we are kind of weird, but no, I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
I'm going to send you so you get to see who my wife and I are, and know little, because we'll be working with you as well and helping you.
Awesome.
And I don't know if you had a chance to look at Jen on Facebook and get to know her a little bit more, but I'll send you some info on, a little bit more about who we are, but more importantly, you can learn about the company and see if this is the right fit, okay?
Sounds great.
For us. And then I definitely want you to say hi to Jen Springer too, if after our next call.
Okay, sounds great.
Great getting to know you, and great talking with you. I'll talk to you today at 1:30.
Sounds good. Thank
All right,
you.
you bet. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
All right. Any questions? That's it. And it's so funny, when I used to do this with my team, they're like, that's not a real person. That's your wife. I'm like, because it's so simple. They don't believe it. It's just that simple, right? It's not easy. You get a lot of people that don't show up. And I did make a mistake. I should text her and say, hey, I'm calling you from this. Georgina, if she's out there, she gave me that tip. I'm learning from her. She's crushing it. She enrolled 5 people last month from this same system. Hey, give me 1 second. I want you to type in, for those of you that are here, please type in your, please tag someone right now if they need to watch this video, and tell them where they need to watch this video that you want them to learn from. So tag anybody in your team if you want them to learn, okay? But also put a question in here. Any questions? I'm going to be right back, okay? And one more thing, what city, put a city in here, and I'm going to see if I remember the area code without looking it up, okay? I'm going to bring back my skills, because I remember every single area code in every single part of the country, because I call enough people. I get to know the different area codes. I used to test my team. Okay, what's Minnesota? What's Tampa, Florida? What's Miami, Florida? What's Orlando, Florida? Right? So I used to do that with my team. They're like, oh, you're not calling enough people if you don't memorize. This is our profession. All right, I'll be right back. And yes, Christine, you got to come to. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. I want some feedback. Oh, by the way, I did make one mistake on that video. You know what my mistake was? I got to remember to not make it unduplicatable. It was an egotistical mistake that I made. It was an over posture that was unnecessary. I postured her by telling her something that didn't matter. Like, oh yeah, you'll be working with Jen, because she's making money already and, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter like you think. That was a mistake that I made that I would coach myself on. Okay? You don't need to do that. It doesn't matter. I don't need to tell her that I've made millions of dollars in the industry. I don't need to tell her that I'm one of the top trainers in the world for what she would be doing. I don't need to tell her how great I am. I do want her to see my face. I do want her to see my wife's face. I do want, I just want her to see FaceTime with me. And that's why I'm going to send her the Facebook link. She's going to enroll with me. You watch. Okay? Now, again, is it guaranteed? Of course not. But I have a good discernment. I really genuinely like her. She's not an over talker, which is a blessing, and I'm not saying I don't enroll people that over talk, but it's hard to train them, to be honest. And I will tell you a secret. If someone's too much of a talker, I get off the phone if they're a prospect. Excessive, because it's like trying to tame a wild stallion that's 30, 40 years old. They're already a wild stallion. You can break them, meaning help them understand that they have a talkaholicism, but it's extremely hard. They usually are not aware of it their whole life. And they can go through, I'll never forget some of my team members going through training after training after training in the Sponsoring Academy, and they still didn't get it. It's hard. If you don't know that you don't know that you don't know, you could hear someone telling you specifically that you over communicate, but you still don't know. And it's the reason why so many people don't. Your classes, online or offline, for Young Living should be overflowing with people out the front door. When Kim and I used to do home presentations, we would have people that were in our front door trying to peek into the living room because there was no room in the living room. That's normal network marketing. That's your normal when you figure out communication and follow through and follow up and follow through and skill. Okay? That's what it should look like. All right. You guys didn't give me any cities. Casper, is that a city or state? Give me a state at least. All right. Anybody else have any question? Christine, thank you for your encouragement. It really helps me to do these videos. I'm sitting here looking at my computer screen and seeing my big nose, right? I love the feedback. I'm going to do more of this if you give me feedback. And this is what I'm going to be doing for my paid World Changers. I'm going to be popping on here limited, but I'm going to be doing this a lot. I have a private World Changer Facebook group that I'm going to be doing recordings like this a lot. Okay? Why? Because I'm calling people again. Ooh, I have another one. I've got me another one. Okay, let's see if she's there. I forgot to text her as well. All right, Lisa McLean. All right, you guys ready for another one? Here we go. Lisa. .404, Georgia.
Hello?
Lisa.
Yes.
Hey, it's Tom. Calling you back in reference to our strategy session this morning.
Oh, okay. Hey.
You're like, who is this?
Yeah.
I
thought it was some lady, Jen, calling me.
And I'm so sorry. Jen has got, she can't get back to everybody, so she wanted me to call you and find out how I can help you.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you have a pen and paper handy?
I do.
Cool. I'm going to ask you a few questions to figure out the best way to get some info to you, okay?
Okay.
So first off, are you in Georgia right now? I see 404.
Yes.
Very cool. And what type of work do you do now? And I know I have all this, but I'm just curious. I'd love to hear it from you.
I am currently unemployed.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a job right now.
Okay. Are you looking more for like a traditional type job where you get, hourly or salary type thing, or are you in a position to maybe look for more of a business right now, or both?
Both, I guess.
Okay.
Whatever's fit, I need an income.
What type of work are you accustomed to?
I have always been in management, so mostly in healthcare.
Okay.
And I've done some healthcare sales, but that was a little while ago.
Okay. So healthcare and healthcare sales in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And are you looking for something outside of that from a traditional career in management and healthcare, or something different?
Right now, I'm looking, that's, what I'm applying to, because that's what my experience is, but I'm definitely open
Much
to
more cautious.
something else.
Okay. And have you ever had your own business before?
No, I've done some sales, like I did New Skin, I don't know if you know New Skin, and did that for a little while, and Tupperware,
Okay.
that kind of stuff, but other than that, no.
Okay. How did that go? Let's say New Skin.
Well, it was expensive. So, I feel like some products, like the market gets saturated with people that sell them, and it's really hard to sell certain things. So I just kind of just stopped doing it.
Okay.
I have a friend that does that, Rodan and Fields. I don't know what you guys are.
Sure.
What your thing is, but she's been trying to get me to do it, and I just feel like there's
don't
so
say
many
it if you don't have to
around here that sell it that it's I don't want to annoy people, put it that way, if there's something good and something that I
Write it
believe
down.
in and that I know can make a difference for people, that's one thing. But
yeah.
If something's really expensive and people have a hard time, doing
it's a mindset.
These auto ships and all that kind of
stuff.
It's a
mindset. It's a tougher call.
Pushy with people.
Sure.
So.
Okay. I'm taking notes, by the way. So how long have you lived in Georgia? I want to change gears.
Since I was 3.
Oh my gosh.
A long time.
I'm always curious. And you're outside of Atlanta, right? The 404?
Yeah, well, we're in a suburb, so just, outside. Maybe it takes me not in traffic, which is never. It would take me about 20 minutes to get to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people love Atlanta.
We're full. They need to stop coming.
Who's that? Who's coming?
Just
don't yell at the Californians, okay?
Yeah, we need to close the borders of Georgia and not let it go.
Well, yeah, most people yell when Californians leave and they go to Georgia or other places.
We're getting a lot from the Northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like New York?
Yeah, just up north because they don't want the cold anymore, and the cost of living is lower here, so.
Yeah, big time. I love Georgia. So if you can go anywhere else, would you stay in Georgia or Atlanta, or go somewhere else?
Probably when my other daughter, she's in 8th grade now, when she gets into college, I may go somewhere else. We may go somewhere else. I don't know.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have one in college now and another in private school.
Wow. I have four daughters.
Oh gosh.
Do you have 2 daughters or daughter boy?
Yeah, I have 2 girls. I can't imagine having 4. Very expensive people.
Yeah. Four braces was a shocker.
At the same time?
At the same time, yeah.
Holy cow. I had 2 at the same time.
Wow.
Not 4. Oh my gosh.
And 4 driver's license this year.
What, are they quadruplets or something?
We have identical twins, and they were all born within 3.5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll send you a Facebook so you can see.
Crazy.
Yeah. Very, very crazy. Well, so tell me why is now like the right, like what would be the number, what would be the reason why you'd want to really have your own business and finally make it work now?
Well, I mean, definitely freedom and to be able to.
Do you feel her opening up? She was very.
Not have to be stuck in one place all the time.
She was expecting Jen, not me.
That would be great.
Listen.
I would like to be able to have some savings, which I don't right now because the kids, you know, between college and private school for the past 30 years, I feel like, you know, that's like all of our savings. So we don't have any right now, and we're going to be old and retire when we're 95 at this point.
You say we. Are you married?
Yeah.
Okay, what a blessing. Good. Is your husband?
Thank goodness, because he's working.
Okay, good. That is a blessing. And well, awesome. Well, let me do this. I'm gonna show you what we do, of course. And Jen Springer, and she definitely wanted to talk to you, but she is literally has more people to talk to than she can get back to in a lifetime right now. So she wanted me to help and kind of get to know you a little bit more and see if it's even the right fit. And see if you're the right fit to work with her and vice versa, of course. And I'm going to send you a video. And what I need you to do, Lisa, is just write down all your questions and concerns, challenges, what, you know, I want to really see if this is the right fit. And if it's not, promise it's totally okay. It's totally okay. And maybe I can direct you in another area. My wife and I have been doing this for a very long time, and I can help you out with maybe some other ideas and what to do from home or online. Okay.
Okay.
So is this your mobile, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In a few minutes, I'll text you. A couple more videos to explain exactly who we are, what we do, and again, so you know a little bit more about what we do. And then I can call you back. What time? How about in a couple hours? Are you available in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll have to text you to find out when I can sneak an opening in. And it'll be real quick. I'll just find out questions and then maybe I can get you on the phone with Jen and you can get to meet her a little bit as well.
Okay.
Well, it's great connecting with you. Look for the text here in a little while, and I will text you. But I'll just plan on it for around 2 hours from now.
That's fine.
All right. So what time? 7:30. So it's 10:30 there right now? No, 9:30. 10:30. Yeah.
10:30.
So 11:30, 12:30. Okay, so I'm going to say 12:30 your time.
Okay, that'll work.
All right, Lisa. Well, I will hit you back in a couple hours.
Okay, thank you.
You betcha. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, more questions coming in. Let me see here. Great live action calls. Thank you, Jessica. Here are 2 live dials. Yeah, smart. This is how I train my team. To listen, to just listen. And what it makes you, hopefully this is showing you that you don't have to know that much. Did I even say this? I didn't even say the company. Did she ask? Did it matter? No, especially with cold leads, especially with people that and all the videos prior to this, she doesn't know anything. All the videos that she watched was just getting to know Jen. Getting to know, what freedom is like, residual income. Talks about nothing with Young Living. Doesn't matter. That's why leading with the business is almost easier because you don't have to explain, at least on the first call, you don't have to explain all the details about everything. So those were 2 really good people. And OMG, do people still say that? Man. For those of you that are going to our leadership summit, I've got a guy that's one of the best prospectors in the world, Adam Flores. He's going to be a guest speaker. He's 29 years old, makes millions and millions of dollars, generating leads through LinkedIn. It's like a vein of gold that no one knows how to tap into right now, or very few people. Comparatively to everybody on Facebook, comparatively to everybody on Instagram right now, where the herd in network marketing is on Facebook and Instagram, and then there's a few people that know how to find people on LinkedIn is very targeted for grassroots. Okay, we're gonna end. We're gonna wrap up because I've got a coaching call I got to do in 30 minutes. I'm gonna get prepared for, and I'm gonna put the link in here. We're still running the promo for the events. I'm gonna give you a link right now. Priority events. No, priority networker. Priority networker events.com. And the promo code for like $300 off is early bird. Go look at all the speakers that we have there. It's in San Diego next month. Find a way to get there. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Busy morning. So, but normally I would have calls backed up every 10, 15 minutes when I'm building. And what's really crazy is I sponsored 500 people in 1 year, 500 doing this. Okay. 5 good people, mostly. And I was done by 12 every day. So I'm an early bird, if you can't tell. I'm an early bird, and I was done by 11, 12 every day, and I would play with the family. Number 1 earner in my company, 40,000 people on my team by doing this and other methods. Of course, I have other methods which I connect with prospects as well back then, but now it's even easier. It's way easier. I hate to use that word easy, but it is. If you know someone that needs to hear this message, make sure you tag them in here. Wyoming. Oh, what's the area code for Wyoming? Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Dang, I'm rusty. Wyoming. I don't get a lot from Wyoming, but I know there's a 7 in there. Is there a 7 in there? If you're still on here, Jennifer. Who's on to the end? Curious. Who's still here with me to the end? And I'm gonna say goodbye and thank you, Brittany. It is easy. People will connect with you being a female even more than me. These 2 people, especially the last one, she was her hands and her guard was up. Can you feel it? Can you feel it loosening? Can you feel it loosening? Right? That's the art form. If I would have tried to get into selling and explaining Young Living and trying to convince her, there's no way. I'd be toast. There's no way. There's no way that I would have had even a shot to enroll her. Good to see you, Robin, Christine, Brittany, Jessica. All right, you guys have a blessed day. We're gonna do more of this, especially if you're a world changer. I'm gonna open my whole day up for world changers. I wanna show you in the trenches what it's like to hit the rank, how to get these people going, and the whole entire process. People say that it doesn't work anymore. It works great. Works fantastic. All right, have a blessed day.